Hello everybody and welcome back to Elden Ring. Last time, we cleared our way through Penninsula, but we cowered it out from fighting Malekith because we have a few other things to be doing. Welcome Nostalgic, how are you? And one of those things we're going to do now. Apparently, because I didn't do Diallos' storyline, this might end in tears, so...
Those awful poachers. I hope Uncle Alexander beats them all up. Wow. Cuz, are these insights from Uncle Alexander? Thank you. Cuz, I'm a warrior jar, so I need to be strong. I can really have them, right? I understand. I'll get strong. Strong enough. I deserve to have Uncle's insights. I'll begin my journey once I'm ready to go, as a warrior jar, in search of glory. I don't think I'll see you again. When I set out, warriors are supposed to work alone. Goodbye, cuz. And thanks for everything. I'll never forget you. Cuz.
Apparently Diallos just intersects. Okay, we got a talisman. A talisman given to the jars, by the jars to their friends, raises potency of thrown jars. Though the jars are brought to life by human flesh and blood, they are all rather kindly folk. Perhaps they were made to be better than their innards. Little snarky at humans, aren't we? Okay, next thing. I can take this marker off, I think. Because that was supposed to be for Alexander. Next thing we're going to do is, we're going to go kill some dragons. Finally. Egg heal. Time's up. Time is up, Agheel. So we finished selling. Is there anything we need to do besides get our butt kicked by crabs? Oh, I haven't been to this ruin. This is probably the most dangerous ruin when you're just starting. All them dragons. I mean, dogs. No, I did not kill Shiburi. They're still hanging out at the Top of the mountain. Sounds good. Oh yeah, this is that trap that drops you into Caelid, right? Yeah. We also have to do some invasions today, which, sorry in advance, I guess. Now, where in the heck is Agheel? Hi, Agheel. Yeah, well, rip Agheel. We'll have to check out what the draconic powers do. Also of interest is, yes, we are killing those creatures closest to the primordial form of life. The law of regression, you know, demands it. Hey, Fitted. Everybody who I didn't see, I think Toby came in, while I was busy chattering away, and Faded, and everybody else. And Danger Man. I did see you. I do want to see what all the powers are like in the Communion, because I haven't been there since I started the game. Oh, there's a mine down here. I should do that mine. Let's go to this mine. Oh, nope, not. We're going to number 2. A random crystal tier, nowhere near an air tree? Yeah. They're all just cowering because I just murdered their queen. Try horseback battle, or try being completely over-leveled. She didn't even get up. So we got Crystal Burst and Staff. Glintstone's staff styled as a scepter, a gift once given to the demi-humans to foster peace. It can be wielded by those of low intelligence, sneered at by fools at the academy. And you only need 10 intelligence. Holy crap, I should have been here a lot sooner. I can actually make make intelligence stuff happen. What else do we got is a Crystal Burst, which is a spell Ryu. Yeah, it has strength scaling as well. Head empty. Staff go burr. I don't know. One of the glintstone sorceries of the Academy of Rhea Lucaria. A sorcery of the Crystal Cadre, a group of sorcerers who pursued the wisdom of stone, the secrets locked in the faint cognition of the Crystallians. Right. Back to heading to the mine. Shield of the Guilty. Interesting. It's got the thorns pretty much all over it, which has become a very important symbol throughout the late half of the game. Shield made to venerate a maiden whose eyes were crushed by the briars of sin before being reborn in these lands. Venerating the repose of the soul, the shield boosts focus. The briars can be used to attack foes. Yeah, and briars, or thorns, are all over things. The Exiled Knights, the Air Tree itself, the Guilty Hood, all over the giants. Let's go up before we head down. Hey, we finally got the pickaxe. Now we can open up chests and barrels. I mean, this isn't Kingsfield 4. Never mind. This shouldn't take very long. It's just, you know, I missed this mine on the first go around. Well, yeah, it definitely feels that way. Like, Castle Morne feels like a tutorial also. Those guys are all super busy. Cotton's pretty useful if you want to just Metal Gear Solid your way through things. Get down here. Good place for sombers if you are in the game for the first time and you need some sombers. This is a good place to go. Oh, this is where you get the rusted anchor. That's cool. A rusty anchor wielded as a weapon. Each of its 4 flukes is thick and sharp, enabling piercing attacks. When the Tarnished left the lands between with their lord, 1 boat alone was said to have been left behind. And that must be the... Well, you know, I was thinking there's that huge, like, tableau south Weeping Peninsula where you have all of these people, these, like, revenants, hanging out at the island because they were probably shipwrecked. Alright, back to killing dragons. And maybe some Night Cavalry? I don't know if I can make it to the Night Cavalry on time. He should be, like, up here. Yeah, nothing happens. Let's go see if we find it. Barricade shield and Night Raider flail. Bring me my flail. My flail. Bring me my flail. A flail with 2 additional bludgeoning heads, weapon of the Night Cavalry who ride funeral steeds. The large spikes... Can you... Near the war shack... It gets cut off there. Near the war shack at night? Is that what it says over there? War shack. Ah, in Limgrave, okay. Oh, there's another mine up there anyway. War shack should be here. At the crossroads where the forest is, okay. Oh, I went the complete opposite direction that I need to go. Lots of trolls up here. Steam delay always gives everybody a thing. Northeast. It's as short, the delay is as short as, you know, I could make it, but there's still going to be a delay. Birdie? Birdie. There's the trolls again. East. Surprise, troll! Blue feathered branch sword. Okay. Hi, trolls. This quarrel does not concern you. Alright, let's get someplace safe and check out this sword. Wonder why there's so many sentinels hanging around. Alright, feathered branch sword. A ritual talisman adorned with blue feathers, once used in ancient death rituals, raises defense when HP is low. The heart sings when one draws close to death, and thus does one cling so tenaciously to life to render up a death worth offering. Interesting. Blue feathered branch sword. Alright, next. Gotta go to number 1 for another mine that we missed a while ago. Any dragons I can fight in Limgrave? Or was Aghiel like the only one, really? I like how you can see the... Oh boy. I like how you can see the meteor explosion off in the distance. No, I didn't kill any night cavalry. I'm usually right in the middle of the day because I die a lot. That's just sort of a thing. So me seeing the nighttime is actually a rare occurrence. Okay. We'll fast forward to nighttime. After we finish this mine. Be free! Be free of your toils. Huh. Glintstone scrap. There will forever be a mine in a FromSoft game. They will always be looking for magic crystals. This looks mighty large. Oh, it's a troll. For it, we get a round Aurora medallion. This could have been useful. A bronze medallion depicting a roaring giant. Enhances roars and breath attacks. In ancient times, the giants were mortal enemies of the Erd tree. Their bellowing roars, desolated nature, triggered avalanches and whipped up storms of flame. And the trolls betrayed them. It goes even further than that. I think Faded. We were I was talking about this with Brendan and Acer on Acer's server, but the split with JRPGs happened in probably 1981. JRPGs followed a much more wizardry kind of setup. Final Fantasy, Zelda, even early Zelda, very wizardry. But Western RPGs followed a more Ultima aesthetic, and Ultima came out at the same time, 1981. And that's pretty much the genesis of the split between JRPGs and like Western RPGs. Let's shove a thing there. I no longer need that marker. We're going to number 1. Like, wizardry might not be name-checked or kill and dethrone God. Yeah. But no, it's just like the aesthetic of like, are you a more dungeon-crawling aesthetic game? And that's a lot of JRPGs.
You there. Could you help us out, Cully?
Who is that?
Yeah, you there. Stop pretending you can't see me.
I can't see you, dude.
Why won't anyone look me in the eye? I'm not that ugly, am I?
No, you just don't exist. Where is he?
Oi! You there. Could you help us out, Cully? Yeah, you there. Stop pretending you can't see me.
Like, he should be right here if my headphones are.
Why won't anyone look me in the eye? I'm not that ugly, am I?
No, dude. You just don't exist.
Oi! You there. Could you help us out, Cully? Yeah, you there? Stop pretending you can't see me. What'd you go and do that for?
Yeah, I was looking to hit triangle on, but yeah.
Oh, yes. I remember. Some clod turned me into a tree. You were just breaking the spell, weren't you? Thank you. The name's Bok. I was pushed out of the cave. Told not to come back. Not ever. Then I ended up as a tree. Lucky you came along, really. Oh, what a shame. When they threw me out of the cave, they took everything I owned. And so this is all I have to express my thanks. I hope you can forgive me.
That's fine.
Or, well, if you can afford to wait for a while, I could sneak back into the cave and bring back something of actual value. Then I'd be of some real use to you, I reckon. Right, but I'll need a moment. I'm frightened of them, so I have to gather myself. My knees start knocking, just thinking about that god-awful cave on the shore.
Oh, or weren't we going to that cave anyway? What a view. Anyone have any s'mores? Just the biggest campfire. Erd s'mores, yeah. Land octopi. On the left, okay. Yeah, this is a very different cave from a lot of the other caves. I think it's because of the inclusion of some of the architectural detail of the bridge outside. Oh. Yeah, Skyrim stuff. You know, I still haven't never played Skyrim. I know. You can get that game on, like, smart refrigerators now. It's so ubiquitous. I've just never played it. Actually, I was talking about Dragon Age Origins yesterday. On another Discord server. And like, I played Dragon Age Origins on PS3, and I played it long after it was free, so I assume it's long after it was, like, relevant, really. Because I did not like my time with Dragon Age Origins. As long as, like, they fixed the console controls on it. Like, the biggest thing was, like, console controls on Dragon Age Origins was unbelievably bad. Wow! This is super cool down here. It's like this could have been another entrance to, like, Noxtella. I'm sad I missed it up until now. Where do I go? Yeah, it's law of regression, probably. Shamshir. Lots of dead people. Don't give up, skeleton. Yes. Consider Radon. Radon literally on his swords, and you can look at this right now. Radon on his swords has a diagram of the electromagnetic field around the Earth. Dude wants to be gravity so much. It's really telling. He basically drew the electromagnetic diagram of Earth on his swords. A cloth doll depicting a dancer garbed in blue. An ancient heirloom of a sort. Raises attack power with lower equipment load. Dancer in blue represents a fairy, who, in legend, bestowed a flowing sword upon a blind swordsman. Blade in hand, the swordsman sealed away an ancient god. A god that was rot itself. And it is wearing my starter outfit, which, if you want to recall, the blue color of its fabric symbolizes brisk waters, as fluid and flowing as the sword in the hand of its wearer. And the helmet just somewhere right here. Stagnation leads to decay. Fairly certain they're connected. Because I remember something talking about a blind warrior. Really cool cave. Probably the coolest cave. Yeah, I would assume so. That you end up at the basement of Limgrave Tower. That would make sense. And there should be a nomad up here. So we'll see what he's selling. If he's here. Aha, there he is. Or there he was. Well, messages says there might... Didn't expect dog. Could this be a merchant? But he's not there. In any case, there's another dragon up here we should, Coastal Cave? Yeah, there's another dragon up here we should go get. I believe it's over here. I don't know what to say. Oh no, it's over. I really should have marked it. We'll start from over here. I think the hot air balloon thing is fairly genius. But yeah, it's kind of funny that they use it for airdropping their marionettes. Yeah, dragon should be over here. Oh, it's because of the rot is underneath it. Check this out. This is the Lake of Rot. Right underneath. Liurnia. This is why it's sinking. It's rotting from the inside. Right. Let's go over to the Dragon Communion, see what we have available. So we have 7 dragon hearts. One of the incantations of Dragon Communion transforms caster into a dragon to spew forth flaming breath. Charging extends duration. Incantation of those who have hunted dragons and feasted upon their hearts. Theirs is a pure and overwhelming power. One of the dragon incantations of Dragon Communion transforms caster into a dragon to tear through foes with dragon claws. Incantation of those who have hunted dragons and feasted upon their hearts. Theirs is a pure and overwhelming power. This is from Borealis, I assume. Transforms caster into a dragon to bite enemies before them. It's night again. Is there any place I need to go for a, I know there's a death bird around here somewhere. Oh, north of Limgrave Ruins. Bend towards Mistwood? Right, okay. As soon as I'm able to look at the map again. Welcome back, Danger Man. Hope it was awesome. The bend towards Mistwood. Strange. Well, there's the troll wagon train. Oh, there it is. Repeating thrust. All right. Time to do this. Just so that I can be called a lambkin again. Like, they're up there. What a pain. Trying to see if I can't parkour. Yeah, no, the AFK exploit is kind of why I didn't really care about invading. You gonna do a thing? No? Okay. Dude was AFK. I probably will. I'll fight this guy. That's a cool scythe. I wonder where he got it. Yeah, this is all. I'm only doing this because I want to get access to Mohgwyn Palace. I'm really only going to Mohgwyn Palace because I want to step foot in Mohg's hangout. Y'all are too late, man. What's funny is a friend of mine mentioned Yeah, the bet yelling is pretty weird. Where even are they? Are they, like, up there somewhere? Oh yeah, so a friend told me that he saw eBay, an eBay listing where they're just like selling stuff. I guess I should return to my world too. Guess I'll go get my runes. Well, that statue is interesting. It's someone carrying someone with very spindly arms. That must be the hero's grave, huh? Where you pop out from. Yeah, the hero's grave is in there. I should probably start doing heroes' graves. I generally play like this. Like, it's online, but I don't really pay attention to it. Like, 7 times out of 10, the messages are helpful. But I usually blue cop or, like, co-op for people. Like, I don't necessarily do the PvP. Yeah, PvP. I like the idea of PvP, but it's really discouraging when people, like, break it so they can make an eBay listing. Being someone's boss, final boss in an area, awesome. But, like, people using it to, like, have an eBay listing, pretty much annoying. Alright, let's go. I love helping people. Like, I love giving people a hand. Yes, please do whatever you want. Let's do it. Alright, you got me. It's a good fight. And I got there before the blue cop got there. Alrighty. That was over here. Back to the service elevator. That, like, I had that guy on the ropes a couple times. You could see him, like, freaking out. Wait, where the heck did the service elevator go? Huh. Throw that in there. Alright, we'll be back here. I just have, like, I don't really care about role-playing a character. I'm not really role-playing a character. I'm just playing with a weapon I wanted to play with, but, like, that fight was not, like, Rivers of Blood spam, so pretty good. Okay. Look at my runes. Talk to Varré. You just need to do whatever you want to do to win. I'm very much like Papa Ishin on that. Do what you need to do to win. I don't think I even used this Veihander for DS1. What do I normally use for DS1? Like, I used a Claymore in DS2 because all the AI just couldn't understand what poking is. But I think I used something else for DS1. Enjoy your walk, Tenno. Think I need, what, 70? Ooh, 78. It's pretty much about how you use the weapon. Because, like, you can beat any of these games with, like, a broken sword. And some time. Pretty much, and then, like, when you finish the game, you know what the movesets are anyway. So, any weapon will do. Because it's not like they'll change because of weapons. These are demi-humans, right? But it definitely looks like they're starting to get that omen swag going on. Yeah, once you know, you can pretty much do anything, and it'll be just fine. Yeah, and we haven't really spoken a whole lot about like the Crucible as a alchemical thing. speaking of that, that was serendipitous. Winged misbegotten ashes, which will come in handy sometime. Yes, ashes have lore. Some have better lore than others, but yes, ashes have lore. Finley is really good to read. Tika is really good to read. Princess Jellyfish, aka Aurelia, is really good to read. In fact, let's read the two we just got. Ashen remains in which spirits yet dwell. Use a summon, the spirit of a winged misbegotten, a spirit from the aspect of wings, which takes flight to loose arrows from its bow. The misbegotten are held to be a punishment for making contact with the crucible, and from birth they are treated as slaves, or worse. Ashen remains in which spirits yet dwell. Used to summon the spirit of Trisha, the perfumer, who I just murdered. Trisha was once known as a healer, who dedicated her efforts to treating misbegotten, omen, and all of those seen as impure. When her efforts failed, she was their companion as they died, watching over them to ensure that they could pass peacefully, free of pain. A tale akin to the origins of the deathbed companions. Although perfumers became high on their own supply and became omen killers. Oh, right. There's a dragon over there. Let's go kill a doula. A doula has terrorized everybody long enough. And then I guess we'll go see Varré. He is going to terrorize me one last time. I expect to die a couple of times before we actually get it through, but Adula seems... Yeah, I did. We've done that. We've spoken to Ronnie there. Let's go! Adula has... Adula, you jerk. Yeah, I know. Adula went to Moonlight Altar. Scared of the mushroom, yeah. Adula's like, ow! Ow! Man, screw this. I'm out. Adula's Moonblade. Sorcery of Adula the Glintstone Dragon. Conjures a cold, magic greatsword, then delivers a sweeping blow that launches a blade-like projectile of frost. This sorcery can be cast repeatedly. Adula, a devourer of sorcerers, was bested by Ronnie and subsequently swore a knightly oath to her dark moon. Wait. Dragons can swear oaths? Why are we killing them then? Alright. Can't we just talk to them? Be like, yo. You want this, I want this. Duel is done. We gotta go to church. See if Varré is still there. Yes. In fact, we did that before fighting him again. In Madness Village. Number 2. I'm just glad there's no, like, prawn boss. Because of that. Well, they could swear a knightly oath to me.
Oh, Lambkin, so pleased you're here. I'm glad that you're enjoying my gift. I knew it from the very start. You have a taste for noble blood. I wish to anoint you a proper inductee. A knight to serve Luminary Mohg, the Lord of Blood, and establish a new dynasty. Luminary Mohg has strength, vision, and of course, love.
Can't forget that.
What do you say, my lambkin?
Alright, sure.
Yes. Who would have it any other way? Now, take this for your final trial. Soak the cloth with a maiden's blood. Normally, this ritual would involve killing one's own maiden and recanting the wisdom of the 2 fingers. But since you are maidenless, the blood of anyone's maiden will do. The cloth is your final trial. Soak it with the blood of a maiden. The blood of anyone's maiden will do. You are maidenless, after all.
Screw you. Pure white oath cloth given by Varré, the final trial to be anointed a knight of Mohg, Lord of Blood. Soak the cloth with a maiden's blood. Anyone's maiden will do. You are maidenless after all. Thanks, Varré. Wonder if Blood Thing is just fine. I like fighting this guy. Give me roses. I need roses. Hey guys, what's up? Can't you just send me over now? What do? Is Heta the maiden I need to kill? Ah, Church of the Eclipse. Yeah, my first instinct was go kill Heta because she's like the only maiden around. Alright, so anticipation. Oh yeah, there is a dead maiden there, huh? So I picked up her garb. Lord of Blood's favor. Fully reddened oath cloth, dyed in a maiden's blood. The final trial is complete. Luminary Mohg is sure to welcome you into his service as a knight who will lay the foundations for his dynasty.
completed your final trial. And with this, you are a formal inductee. A knight who will assist Luminary Mohg, the Lord of Blood, in the establishment of a new dynasty. Now, give me your finger. This noble blood will be an immutable badge of honor once it settles inside of you.
That's some good animation.
Oh, good heavens. Clench your teeth or something. Oh, another thing. You should have this.
Pureblood Knight's Medal.
A medal granted by the new Mohgwyn Dynasty, with the power to grant audience with Luminary Mohg. I've gone out of my way to provide one to you.
Thanks.
You mustn't use it just yet. The meeting must wait until the Mohgwyn Dynasty commences. Luminary Mohg yet slumbers beside the divinity. We must endure a little longer. Ah, it is trying, but we must be patient. One day you will be elevated, deservedly, basking in love. Right, my lambkin?
Of course.
Ah, it is one day you right, my lambkin?
Yep. Screw you. I'm using it right now. Proof that one is a glorious knight of the new dynasty of Mohgwyn. Probably a portmanteau of Mohg and Gwyn. That the Lord of Blood would inaugurate. For Mohg yet slumbers in the divinity. Be patient, the new dynasty is nigh. Bloody Finger, item for online play. Glistening blood has been siphoned into the nail of this finger. Its sickly pale skin feels nothing now, but the nail still aches with the sweetest pain. Yeah, that was, that animation. I love how, like, your character's like, do I really want to do this? And he, like, grabs the hand. Anyway. Says it's up there. Left side? Left side doesn't super mean anything to me. Do you have a cardinal direction? Ooh, they're full of blood roses. Interesting. Yeah, I need to actually fix my physics so that I can have, the thing that should, eat up his curse. And really, all I have to do is step foot in the boss arena. For what I want to do at this moment. I'm not even mad, I'm just impressed. Well, these runes are dead. This is me just trying to get my runes back. Nope. Those runes are gone. Ooh! The attack comes out of their eyes. Alright. Well, let's go see. Y'all are quitters. I just wanted my runes back. You can't grab your runes on a horsey. Hey.
I hear you helped get the girl back on her feet. Though I'm not her foster father anymore, I'd still like to thank you. Sorry for the time you had to waste.
Oh, so that's where the so-called Lord of Blood was hiding himself, eh? A fitting little squat for that deluded maniac to bleat about the revival of his precious dynasty, while he turns our fellow Tarnished into bloody fingers. Let him stay there. That way, his delusions will remain as they are, distant and unattainable. But perhaps it's worth looking into. If what I've heard is right, then maybe.
Ah,
My apologies. Lost myself for a moment there.
The information you shared is of great value. As promised.
Your reward. And it is a wondrous thing indeed.
You are a true fellow. All I ask
Is that you remain constant.
Looks like Nefali got pushed along too. So let's see if she's even still there before we peace out again. Yeah, she's left. Wonder where she went to. Okay. I'm just considering what I should be throwing on here. That's on there, that's on there. Oh, I got a cookbook. Fever's something. All I know is that it allows me to make branches, because Miquella's story pretty much ends at Mohgwyn Palace, so it's fairly of interest. The heck are the cookbooks anyway? You can see Triana's lily, or Miquella's lily, right there on the drawings. A record of crafting techniques left by a man who was utterly captivated by Saint Trina. He continued the search for her in his slumber. Yes, because it's on me, so. Oops. Tree branch blessed with an incantation of unalloyed gold. Remember, unalloyed gold needles helped Millicent. Craftable item. Pierce a foe using FP to turn them into a temporary ally. Costs 14 FP. The Empyrean Miquella is loved by many people. Indeed, he has learned very well how to compel such affection. So the clues are there that Trina is Miquella. but it isn't conclusive. There's another item that basically says, well, they don't know if Trina was a woman or a man or non-binary, so it's like... I think that's the sword. Shit. Damn it, missed that. Oh no. Michaela isn't an innocent baby. Nobody's an innocent baby. You can parry his leg, but I don't know what the timing is. Michaela only wanted one thing, and that was to get rid of the rot from Melania. That's it. I don't think Michaela cared one whit about what was going on otherwise. Veteran's prosthesis. Yeah, Miquella is really good at making people love them. Supernaturally so. Miquella isn't an innocent babby, and Miquella knows exactly what they're doing. Miquella only cares about one thing, and that is their sister. Their twin sister. Because there's a lot of, like, spiritual conjoined stuff going on. And considering all the alchemical stuff that's also going on, interesting in that respect. Yeah. We got a weapon. Bladed prosthetic leg enwreathed with the power of lightning. Instead, attached to the fist. Commander Niall, veteran of Castle Sol, offered this prosthesis in exchange for the lives of defeated knights held prisoner. He went on to lead these men as an army of no nation. What, is he like Big Boss in Metal Gear? But yeah, you can parry his leg. I just was tired of getting to phase 2, which is getting rid of his spirit people, just to have a chance or two at learning to parry him. And of also interest with Castle Sol is a shield we got from Crumbling Azula that says, Shield of Honor depicting a city crowned by the sun, it has seen better days. Much like the wear upon the shield, the seat of the sun is long since faded away. Which would make this the seat of the sun. So I kind of wondered if Niall and his crew usurped Castle Sol so that, you know, they could have their base from Metal Gear Solid. 90,000 runes, which is A level. So we'll have to deal with that in a second. Hey Jake, how's it hanging? Alright, that's an elevator. I am always mushroom-headed. One of these, like, I'm gonna have to ask you guys where the rest of this mushroom armor set is, because it's... I'm interested. Almost to 100, which should probably be 20, and that's where I'm going with mind. 100 FP sounds pretty good. Not quite yet about the Outer Gods. I'm thinking about it. Like, I've been doing some research on a couple of potential videos, but, Lord Miquella, forgive me. The sun has not been swallowed. Our prayers were lacking. Your comrade remains soulless. I will never set my eyes upon it now. Your divine haligtree. Is this a knight? Like a... Or is this like a crone woman? Lord Miquella, forgive me. The sun has not yet been swallowed. Our prayers were lacking. Your comrade remains soulless. I will never set my eyes upon it now. Your divine haligtree. And Miquella planted themselves into a tree. Apparently you can see the hole where they were. And Mohg came by and dug them out of it. Yeah, like, Godwin is the only one I know of right now who is absolutely soulless, because his soul died. I mean, okay, remember, A Song of Ice and Fire started because one guy was jealous that the girl he was crushing on was in love with some Targaryen dude. Like, the beginning of Robert's war is really petty. So, it doesn't, like, it being a thing between Godric and Morgott primarily sounds, par of the course. I think the community is just still kind of mad about Melania being difficult. Yeah, well, yeah. Danger Man, you're right. Like, there's more to Robert's rebellion, but Robert wouldn't have done that if he wasn't jealous of the Targaryen guy, quote, stealing his girl, even though his girl was never his to begin with. Okay, I've got to go back to... Like, Gurm only wrote the stuff before the Shattering, pretty much up to the Shattering. So, like, world building, as far as I know. Yeah. And then FromSoft came in FromSoft the place. Grand Lift of Rolled. Okay. So I wonder if this finger crone reader is going to freak out.
You, please, I can't
again.
read them. Your fingers, please, your fingers. Turn back. Ahead, light, and the way forth is forbidden.
Ma'am, I've done this already.
The burning of the idolatry is the first cardinal sin. Doing so will unbind destined death and slay the world itself.
That is so Book of Revelations, you guys have no idea.
Dare put you up to such a task? Most certainly not the fingers.
Like, the breaking of the seals? That might as well be, like, the same thing as the... Is this the Halig Tree medallion, or is this the other medallion? Alright. This is rolled, right? Yeah. Yeah, we're going. I like how they've run this cinematic essentially in reverse. Ah, okay. Hoist the secret medallion before the priests. Is it really secret if you have it, though? Don't you dare. A lot of the places that they have been name checking or checking off has been essentially Asia Minor. Greek Asia Minor, BT dubs. Which also fits with like the whole through line that there's some heavy references to the Book of Revelation going on in this game. Aside from all of the alchemical stuff, there's a lot of references to the Book of Revelation. And the Book of Revelation name-checked a whole bunch of Asia Minor cities, which is just slightly north of an Asia Minor city called Caria. So I'm assuming a lot of like the architectural design is Asia Minor, Ptolemaic Greek. Run away! Yes, I am actually working on that video. That video is going to be first. I've been researching a whole bunch of it. Actually, I have the first like three paragraphs like written. The introduction. But I was doing some research on like the historical reasons why the Book of Revelations were written. So, like, this is pretty much my first video. It should be shorter than what I think the alchemical stuff is doing. Am I the only one who thinks these guys are adorable? It's like, look at them. They've got claws. They've got jumps. Show me the path, O gentle lights. The promised path to the Halig tree. Revelation isn't that long. It is like, hey, you churches of Asia Minor, you are doing good, but you also suck. So here's what you need to fix. Because Rome is being a bunch of jerks, and, you know, Rome is just a precursor for the devil. But, like, you can indeed make it sort of that. Like, the capital of Lindell could be Babylon. And, like, historically, the woman laying on Babylon is supposed to be Rome itself. Because Rome is built on 7 hills. And, that's what's name-checked. You know, I was thinking about, earlier on, I thought that maybe Fia considered herself the mother, because there's also a mother. See also that famous painting by that poet, I forgot his name, Keats? Was it Keats? The woman clothed in the sun and the red dragon. So I figured that maybe Fia would be that person, but Dee considered her the whore of Babylon. But the whore of Babylon's actually just a city. So... I think we understand why they're all digging for... Yeah, I mean, it's possible. There's a lot of things mapping out. Like, what's the first thing you see when you walk into the capital the first time? You see the bubble guys tooting a horn. What is the first thing of judgment? Angels tooting horns. Like... There's some heavy revelations, in Grand Sax. Like, there are 2 beasts. There's actually 2 dragons in Revelation. One doing the bidding of the other. There's a dragon from the Abyss and a dragon from Earth. Alright, dog's adorable, but also unnerving. Alright. See if we can't parry him. Too early. Too late. Damn. I like his armor. It's pretty cool. Sheepdogs. No joke. It's all fluffy and unkempt. It's great. But what I was about to say is, I think we understand why they were digging for the stones all over this map, the game map. So many people looking for the Hallig tree. And yet they're only coming up with ruin fragments. I can bring out our good buddy Torrent. Yeah, we gotta go this way. But not that way. Yeah, so throughout the game, you're very welcome, Savage Musician. I'm glad that you've been watching them and enjoying them. A lot of them have been a pleasure to make. Okay, so we made it this way by coming up straight across. There's a big, massive ruin there. I assume this is the Hallig tree. There's a mine here. And I assume this is the Hallig tree. There's a minor air tree over here. These trees look exactly like the trees in the underground. Not supposed to be... I'm not sure if they're supposed to be the same, but they do look exactly like those trees. And you can see the air tree on fire. Alright, we're going up on a horse for this one. Jeez. Not even close. We are heading back up here. Wow. Leave me alone, guys. Your arrows. And your wisps. Flowing curved sword. Ooh. Promising. You serious? Who's invading me? Anastasia, how many times do I have to teach you this? She's actually a troll. Jeez. Yeah, so Anastasia is actually a troll. She disguises herself as a finger maiden and lures unsuspecting Tarnished so that she can eat them. I mean, gotta respect the hustle, I guess. Liturgical Town. You can find her at her hut in Road of Iniquity by Volcano Manor. 83. So that should be this one. Perfecto. Since we are at 3 hours, I'm going to take a quick break and stand up and stretch. I hope you guys do the same. I will be right back.